Dudes and dudettes of YouTube land, it's Frank with What's the Point EDC. It is raining. I'm getting ready to do some testing in the rain. This is part 2 of a 2-part series of the shop tour of Survive Knives. Be sure to stay to the end. This is a great tour. Like I said in the first one, I'm coming at this strictly politics aside as a knife content creator. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I really did enjoy the trip. Have fun and enjoy. Take it easy, y'all.
Comfortable.
All right, so we got a whole bunch of handles going on. Let's talk about these handles.
So right now I'm wrapping up EDC4 handle microtexturing so that I can keep Ellie over there building. We have a lot of finished blades. That's where we're having a short delivery window for the EDC4s. That's given us the energy we need to get some of these MagnaCut projects back on track. But I'm just about done here. We're down to some camo canvas, natural canvas, green, and some linen here. I'm done all the G10, most of the other linens, and yeah, it's just a slow go. It's a 1-by-1 process here to microtexture them. It's a monotonous job, but you have to pay attention. You can't zone out. Everything is important so you're not affecting tolerance or messing up the finish. You want everything to be uniform and even. So it's just very methodical and monotonous, but the result's beautiful. So,
yeah, it definitely looks really good. Right here is my personal EDC4, and I've been using this thing. I've done hit it with my little wooden bam bam stick, as Scab calls it.
Well, and you'll see there, these actually, for a lot of wood cases here, this radius spine is a lot more durable than the square spine.
It really is way more
durable. It takes
durable.
a lot of abuse there, and then having the shadow box handles, it gets it out of the way of a baton stick or anything like that. So you're not going to shift your handles around, and it's just, these are really just functional knives. They are exactly what they're for. It's everyday carry. So they're designed to be comfortable and functional.
You did a video and you took a actual metal dead blow hammer, and you were beating on the spine of the knives when you were cutting through aluminum, and you were cutting through nails and stuff, and these rounded spines took it better than the squared spines.
A lot better.
Like,
yeah,
it's actually impressive.
Slight radius there really helps with the durability standard. Again, I don't suggest you chop nails and things like that. That's abusive stuff, but it did illustrate some of the strengths and weaknesses of the different steels. Just in a gross abuse test, you can accelerate the wear and show what each of the steel is actually about.
Definitely. So what's this machine behind you right here?
So a lot of companies, industrial companies will do this, but knife companies don't usually see the value in it. This is our Empire. It's one of the Pro Finish cabinets. We have a direct pressure cabinet with media reclamation. I use this for all of our finishing. They're very expensive, but I want consistent results. So what this ensures is it's an additive process. A lot of the blast cabinets, you use the media that's in there, and then as it gets dirty, you dump it out of the bottom and you have to change it. With this, it's constantly tuned to pull the broken stuff out of there and any of the debris and things out of the media. So I can walk you over here and explain it. So as you're using the media, it's sucked up through this tube and it goes through the cyclone unit. And we have this tuning band here that creates an uplift. So you can adjust this depending on the weight of your media, what kind of finish you're trying to go for. And what it does is creates this uplift situation in this cyclone to pull all the smaller than your good media out of there and any of the little debris and stuff that you might be blasting.
So it kind of cleans itself?
It does. So as the media is coming back around, it's spun off, and anything that's lighter than the bulk media gets sucked away.
That's pretty cool.
And goes through these filters and then down into a dump bucket that we dump periodically. So
okay.
When I let off the pedal, there's a valve in here that opens and dumps my clean media back in there. You only get so many turns with media. Each time you're using it, it's hitting something, so it's degrading. So we don't want that to happen because your finish starts changing. So we do it this way so that I'm always just adding clean media to the bulk media, and it's just going away as I'm using it rather than having to change out dirty media over time.
Consistency.
Your standard just keeps degrading otherwise.
Yep.
I learned that really early on. I love these cabinets. They've been awesome. So before we leave the finishing area, like I said, we're doing EDC4 handles. Next up is the 5-1s because they're working through finish grinding and finishing here. So we want to have handles to meet them when they get over to the assembly area. So we have hundreds of these going on here to meet the blades that are arriving over in the finishing area. So as we wrap up some of those older, more complicated projects we inherited from the other company, the GSO 10s and 12s will be finishing those out and getting those assembled and out of here. That took like like I said, it took a long time to get our finish and grinding standards where they needed to be to do this. And since we didn't have a roadmap for it. So we had to do all this custom formulation and get the lessons under our belt to be able to tackle these projects.
What's can I see some of them GSO 12s right there real quick? Them handles, that GSO 12 handles you said?
So these are 10s. I've got some 12s down here in the
okay,
field.
yeah. This is awesome. Let's check them out.
Yep. So we've got some palm swelling.
Wow, that dude. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is, look at how thick that is. That right there is going to feel really good in hand when chopping. It's just different.
Well, and then we do have a forward lanyard hole on that big model. So what the intention here was to have a nice ball in the middle of your hand, and there's a little secondary retention back here. So for heavy chopping, we have a front lanyard hole on this model. So you can have a retention lanyard that'll just hold the blade where it should be. You should just be holding on to it, not like
putting a death squeeze on it.
Yeah, that death grip. When we keep evolving all the time, you know, I've got some concepts I'm not going to talk about yet, but we're always evolving.
Got some new stuff coming, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. As we clear out the last of this backlog, there's a lot of fun new stuff on the plate.
That's
all right. So after the blades go through surface finishing and inspection, they'll come over here to the tumbling area, and we're about to start tumbling some more of these GSO3s. I won't white glove these because they're going to go in the tumbler anyway. We do that peened finish to put the surface under a light compressive peen. That decreases the chance of any crack propagation across the surface of the blade under that light compression. We're also finding in weather testing, it's improving the corrosion resistance a bit and the ability for the rust and stuff to bite as deep into the blade. So that's been a really interesting development here in our weather testing. And it also just makes a nice base for a stone wash. It's a nice uniform base, and
definitely looks really good.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. This has been years and years of development to get to this point.
It looks really good.
So yeah, from here they'll go in the tumbler. It's a short cycle tumble because we do have a good part finish. We don't need to tumble them for hours like some other companies do. So we maintain all of our crisp edges, so there's no gaps in our handles or anything like that. The edges aren't broken down, and you maintain really clean features on the part. So it just shows off good workmanship. It's not trying to hide anything. So wrapping stuff up here, we're moving to assembly. All the parts are finished. And like I said, these are our short delivery window EDC4s. We've consolidated anything for ordering down to what we already have in production that's in a Bowler or Udahome steel, so that we can get those delivered in a really short lead time while we're absorbing some of the more problematic things with some of these CPM things. It's our intention to fulfill all of our CPM MagnaCut and the 3V orders as they were fulfilled, but just due to some of the things that aren't consistent with our quality standards and some of the loss we have associated with that, we're moving away from that. I have those options for a long time. The US distribution was screwed up, so I was kind of hostage to the CPM products, and now they're figuring stuff out, and through the spring and summer, availability is going to be really widening up, and that's very exciting.
So here I remember a few videos ago when you're on the YouTube channel where you said that you were talking to Bowler about getting the thicker sheets. Have you talked to them at all about that?
So what's going on at Bowler is their powder capacity is maxed out, and they're really booked up. So some of the thicker stuff, there's higher import tariffs on it, so there's no incentive to just have it hanging around when they have these high tariffs to get it into the country. So we're having some of that custom rolled, and we just have to get it fit into the schedule. So things like the thicker K890 and stuff for 5.1s and the larger models, it's a few months out, but we're working on it. So that's where, you know, that material over there that I had showed you in the beginning, that's not suitable for the bigger knives, so we couldn't do that. So we already had a lot of these things in the pipeline because we weren't expecting all of this to happen. We still had plans for the future.
What's this right here we got?
So
more EDC4s.
Yep, Ellie's continuing to build EDC4 orders so we can keep those, the delivery windows really short on those. And just some of the little things, the handles have to fit the way she wants them, and sometimes there's a little reaming with some of them just to make everything just so, and we just take any little extra time that's needed to make sure it's just perfect in your hand. So if there's a little extra reaming to make sure these fasteners fit here without any effort, that's what we do. Some of these materials, you know, as they dry back, they're cut out of a big sheet, so you relieve a lot of stress as you machine parts of it away, and sometimes they just move a skosh over time as the material continues to cure and dry back. So we just do what's necessary to make sure everything fits. She's over there sanding little threads off the edges of the handles because we find that to be obnoxious. So we don't want any weirdness or anything to just distract from the cleanliness of the package.
Got the shop dog in here.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love dogs. So she put the headphones on so she doesn't have to hear us over here. We turned the machines off and she put the headphones on.
Yeah, she's too cool for us.
We got an EDC4, I believe, an M390.
So we just want to touch the cutting edge. I'm not trying to touch the bevel above it. I really find it obnoxious when there's that haze on your bevel. A lot of times they use a more aggressive compound and it'll buff the finish off right down by the edge, and I don't like that. And like your new knife just looks used. So I look straight down here and I just want to touch the edge to remove that burr and refine everything. So I'm going to hit side 2 here. I hit each side at least 2 times. Slow and steady wins the race. For grinders, buffers, everything runs nice and slow. We don't want to put any heat in it. So
it's definitely running nice and slow. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, really nice and slow.
We're just power stropping it.
That's really good to see. The slower the better. You can hear how light you're putting pressure on there. It's like no pressure really.
Yeah, you just want to let the action of this Dersal, I'm actually going to load this up a little bit. You just want to let the Dersal do the work with the leather. I'm not trying to take my day out on it or put a bunch of heat and stress into the edge. All we should be doing here is removing the burr and refining that apex a bit. Just a polish.
I like watching all this type of stuff because I've been getting into sharpening a lot here lately, trying to do my own sharpening so I don't have to keep going to Edgeworks and dropping them off for Sean.
Yeah, and we do, at least for locals, we do some sharpening stuff here, especially chefs and things. I like horse trading. So we just buffed up this factory second EDC4 here. All of our factory seconds are sold at a 10% discount, and they've got the little number 2 on there just to indicate that it is a factory second. That gives me, especially with some of this MagnaCut stuff, I will let a small void out of the shop if it's not near a high stress area, but I always want a higher level of traceability. Most of our factory seconds are just a small aesthetic deficiency. If I get a zinger or something to the grind, or it's a little more mismatched than I would like, but especially with some of these K90 blades, I feel good about it through a lot of testing, but I never know what's going on inside the part. So having that 2 on there, if somebody has something that was a failure that I don't think should have happened, I can look at it and have a closer look at it and send it out for investigation. But I would like to just say, if you ever get a MagnaCut blade, I 100% stand by anything that leaves our shop. But if you ever have an explosive failure under a use case you don't think that should have happened under normal use, don't try to put it back together. Don't do anything with it. Just put it in a bag and send it back to us so that we can investigate it. You want to leave that preserved so that we can study it and look at what's going on, why it failed.
I don't think you'll have any issues with any of the MagnaCuts because I just tested that EDC4,
No.
and I'll link that in the description, my hard use testing, by the way, guys.
We're really careful about what we leave this shop. I can still, in the 10 years plus we've been doing this, I can fit my warranty claims on less than 2 hands.
So these right here, this is a GSO4 second right here?
Yeah, so we just had a few here. We collect them, and as we get a few extras, we'll get them listed. If it's just onesie twosie, our site isn't really great for that, but yeah, just small cosmetic. Like this one had a zinger from the Blanchard grinder. I'm just not happy with that. I know that's okay for a lot of companies. Just
very minute.
Yeah, it's just small. You can see it in different light, but it bit in there, and we're not happy with it. So people that buy first get first. So functionally they're fine. It's just there's small aesthetic things. Sometimes the grind is a little off, or it's got a scratch, but they're still a lot better than a lot of companies first. So I'm really proud of what we're doing.
All right, y'all, this is the end of it right here. Survive Knives tour right here. What do you got to say?
Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate that you made the trip up here. I know it was a little bit of a drive, but I hope it was worth it. And
it's worth it.
Whoever's watching this, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for stopping by.
For sure. I just wanted to show everybody what he's got going on here. This is an awesome opportunity for me and for everybody to see what type of production, the quality of the knives, and for everybody to get a little taste of what goes into making some of these knives. This has been something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I finally made it out, and I appreciate you letting me come out, man.
We're just trying to maintain some high-level craftsmanship in an Amazon world.
That's right, I hear that. All right, everybody, you know what time it is. If you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. Take it easy and stay greasy. Peace. So I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Shout out the guy for allowing us to get this never seen footage before of his shop. This is awesome. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And with that being said, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Take it easy and stay greasy, y'all. Peace.